It's a typical Irish. There's a little bit of fruit and there's a little bit of sherry. Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of American living in Germany. Today I have Dunville Very Rare, 46% ABV, 10-year-old single malt in PX sherry casks finished. Pedro Jimenez, my Spanish is absolutely terrible, atrocious. This was made, at least let's say this was bottled, by the Dunville distillery. It's on the Ards Peninsula on the east coast of Northern Ireland. Belfast, around that area. And 2013, they actually received their license, the first distillery in Northern Ireland for over 125 years to receive a license to start distilling. And they did it. Shane Braniff had the dream, the passion to convert his, I would just call it the estate, the Dunville estate, into a distilling facility. And so what did he do? He bought, and I don't know where he sourced his whiskey from, and he filled up a lot of bottles, sold them all over Europe, and actually in January of 2016, 2 containers were shipped to the States. Then in 2015 and 2016, the Dunville Very Rare 46% 10-year-old single malt PX sherry finish whiskey, say that 5 times quickly, was named Best Single Malt Under 12 Years of Age. And since 2016, we have that over here in Europe. And as WhiskyJason, my job or my mission is to taste rare and exotic whiskeys. And since in the English-speaking world there's not that much Dunville out there, I decided to do this. 1837, Dunville started producing originally in Belfast. And they continued until 1936, almost 100 years. They missed it by 1. The Royal Irish Distillery. And then they had to close up. There was the big whiskey slump. No one wanted to buy it. There was the Great Depression. Many things went bankrupt, including then Dunville. Now, basically 80 years later, Shane Braniff found this name, Dunville, and started producing his own whiskey under this name. Now, 2013 was the first time he actually manufactured and distilled his own whiskey, which is now in barrels. And in the summer of 2017, he mentioned in a newspaper article from the Belfast, Tribune, I think, yes, we have whiskey. It's now been there for 3.5 years, but it's not ready yet. It needs another 3 to 5 years. So, we don't have it yet, but what we do have is a source whiskey that should represent the taste and the feel and the character of what Dunville will be one day. The next video I'm going to do will be about the Dunville 3 Crowns. And this is a very interesting blend of 4-year-old grain, 10-year-old single malt, and 15-year-old single malts, also finished in sherry casks. But today, the Very Rare. The nose is very light. It's a typical Irish. There's a little bit of fruit and there's a little bit of sherry. If you ever want to have a great whiskey, Irish whiskey with a lot of sherry, this is Orlolozo sherry. This is the Brabazon bottling from Teeling. Teeling, as of summer 2017, just cut a deal with Bacardi. And they've become minority stockholders of the Teeling bottling company, or the Teeling distillery in Dublin. And so all the people in the States will be receiving more and more Teeling products in the years to come. This was fantastic. This was Orlolozo sherry casks. This is PX, Pedro Jimenez. So, the nose, as I mentioned before, it's a very light Irish whiskey. 46%. Now I'm a little bit worried here. I'm going to taste it, and I think I'm going to have to do something to this. I'm going to have to put a little bit of water in it. Ooh, WhiskyJason, what are you doing? Now, wow. 10 years old, and it hits you like a freight train. There's all this alcohol. There's a little bit of sherry, and it's hot. Now, Stag Junior and bottle of Wow, Elijah Craig barrel proof with 69.9% and so on is good and fine. But my Irish whiskey, I don't like them that hot and that aggressive. I like them a summer whiskey, a nice smooth thing. Now what I did is I just put 3 to 4 drops of water, just normal water, not distilled water. I have these nice little things here. I do have special sourced water from Speyside. I have water sourced from Highlands. I even have water sourced from the Isle. But this was just normal, just water I get from the faucet. And I just put a couple of drops in there. And what happens is when you put water in there, everything that is water soluble, usually types of oils and so on, they come more to the surface. And it can really change a whiskey. That's happened a lot with Irish, not always, but sometimes it does. And the more high quality the whiskey, in my personal opinion, WhiskyJason here, the more the water actually does something to it. It transitions, it transforms it. Now, as I said, the first time I tried this, it was hot. And if you ever watch Ralphie, Ralphie.com, you'll notice that he often puts a little bit just of water, just a few drops. And it really, really does make the difference. Now, I'm not talking about diluting it. I'm talking about helping it to open up. Now, the nose has changed a little bit. It's a little bit fruitier, and the PX casks are a little bit more present, a little bit more noticeable. It's amazing how it changes the profile of this whiskey. It's so much smoother. There's a little bit of alcohol still in the background, but now it's been tamed. The fruit is there. The sherry is there. I'm going to even say the clementines, the mandarin is there. There's the malt. There's a cream. There's even a little bit of, I'm going to go for pina colada with the pineapple and with the coconut. Just a little bit of that going on there. Tropical fruits. It's very, very, very good. But you have to put a little bit of drops of water in there. It just kind of just opens up and it changes it entirely. Amazing. The difference those few drops of water can make. So, I'm going to give it with water a B-. Over here in Germany, it's 54 euros and 90 cents, which is going to be about 60 bucks in the States. Nah, that's a C-. It's a little bit too expensive. The bottle I showed you from Teeling is actually $1 or $2 more and tastes much, 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 much better. For 60 bucks, you can get great Irish whiskey. Redbreast is much cheaper, for example. And if you can't get that, I have no idea what else. Writer's Tears, excellent. And there's so many different things you can get from Irish whiskey for that price. It's just a much, much better value for money. All right, WhiskyJason here. A whiskey from the viewpoint of American in Germany. My job is to videotape, to test, and also to review whiskeys which are rare and exotic. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, and tell others about this weird American over in Germany tasting whiskeys you can't usually buy in the States. All right. See you soon. Bye-bye.